McGraw-Hill Professional presents Bringing Out the Best in People, How to Apply the Astonishing Power of Positive Reinforcement. Third edition of the classic bestseller. Written by Aubrey C. Daniels. Narrated by Scott R. Pollak. Preface. Much has changed since 1994 when this book was first written. The iPod, iPad, Skype, GPS, mobile broadband, YouTube, Bluetooth, iPhone, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, search engines, smartphones, Amazon, satellite TV, and Wikipedia, to name a few. Access to information is now at everyone's fingertips. An endless amount and variety of videos, books, and articles are virtually free to anyone who owns a computer, tablet, or smartphone. Ways of communicating with people around the globe are just a few keystrokes away. In many ways, the world has been revolutionized in the last 22 years. Someone found in the jungle after being given up for dead for 20 years would find it difficult to get in the door of the average business and would be completely lost when shown his former workspace. He would not know how to turn on a computer, much less how to use it. However, when he went to Human Resources, HR, he would be right at home, because HR policies are pretty much the same. Although he would be pleased with the current salary or hourly wage, the structure of the organization, policies about how to behave, and the consequences of failure to conform will have changed little. In the first chapter of the second edition of this book, I stated that many of the current theories of management and leadership were wrong. In the intervening 16-plus years, not much has happened to change my opinion. They are still wrong. And all the books, articles, and management seminars of the last 2 decades have done little to affect the form and practice of management. Something else that has not changed is the laws of behavior. Behavior changes today just like it did 20 years ago. Make that more than 2,000 years ago. As far as we can tell, behavior won't change for another 2,000 years from now. We learned from our environment 2,000 years ago, and we still do. The problem is that only a very few of those who design business environments knew the laws of behavior then and now. This is a long way of saying that even though much has changed since 1994, much of what I wrote in the first edition is still in the third edition. In this edition, I have tried to update examples and have added 3 new chapters. One chapter is about technology and how it is changing behavior, sometimes for the better, and how sometimes it is creating new problems. Another chapter is about engagement, because it is still a major issue in the super-competitive business climate we find ourselves in as we enter the 21st century, even though businesses have been working on this for over 100 years. Also, the examples have been updated because some of them in the first edition are unknown to many who are currently entering the workforce. Some references also have been added. The basic concepts of the science are still the same. Hopefully, some of the edits I have made will make these concepts easier to understand and apply. In my 45 years of teaching executives, managers, supervisors, and employees the science of behavior analysis, I have often heard it referred to as a soft science. The implication is that it is not really a science at all. Physics, biology, and chemistry are often called hard sciences. In my opinion, all real science is hard science. Experimenters either follow the scientific methods so that their findings can be replicated, or they don't. I believe that a well-designed experiment never has a bad outcome. Even negative results add to the body of knowledge because that relationship between variables need not take time away from other important experimentation. What is required for a finding to be scientific is not well understood, even by many academics. Many in fields of study like to think that the content they teach is not learned from random experience, but from carefully constructed scientific studies. However, much of the content fails the acid test of science, prediction and control. Sir Peter Medawar, writing on the limits of science in 1984, said, "I expect that its embarrassing infirmity of prediction has been the most important single factor that denies the coveted
Sample complete. Ready to continue?